Who says AT&T gets to have all the fun? You know, T-Mobile should be able to get in on the action too. At least that's what HTC wants you to think with the Windows Phone 8X. How's it going, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and the HTC Windows Phone 8X is coming to 3 carriers soon. Verizon coming soon, AT&T available now, and as of today, available now on T-Mobile. The T-Mobile version finally arrived in the PhoneDog offices. It's available as of today at T-Mobile retail stores and online at T-Mobile.com, and it's available between $150 and $200 out the door, depending on which plan you have at T-Mobile. Now, specs-wise, it's packing very similar specifications, actually the exact same specifications as the AT&T version, save for 4G LTE. What it does have is a dual-core processor, a 4.3-inch HD display, an 8-megapixel camera, and it comes in California Blue, at least the review unit comes in California Blue. Is this a device to get this holiday season? We're going to find out a little bit more in the unboxing, but first, special thanks to our partners at Best Buy Mobile for giving us devices like this for use in our One Paw Bandit giveaway game, which we turn around and give to you on the site at instantwin.phonedog.com. It's almost like I'm just handing it to you when you go play the One Paw Bandit game at phonedog.com. When you walk into Best Buy Mobile, you'll walk out working. They'll help you set up your email, your contacts, your web, and settings, and more. So when you walk out the door, you're good to go at Best Buy Mobile. Let's take a look. 8X, should you go with it this holiday season, or should you go with another device on T-Mobile like the Note 2 or another device, perhaps the Nokia Lumia 810? We'll find out in the unboxing, which starts right now. You didn't think HTC was going to give all the fun to AT&T now, did you? That's right, the HTC Windows Phone 8X is also coming to T-Mobile on November 14th, so actually it should be available today on T-Mobile.com and in T-Mobile retail stores. Now, pricing varies depending on which T-Mobile plan you're on. If you're on the classic plan, it's $199.99 after a $50 mail-in rebate card. If you're on the value plan, it's $149.99 down after a $50 mail-in rebate card, so $200 down before the rebate, and then 20 equal payments, 20 per month. So it totals, what is that, 400 plus? That totals about $600 on the value plan, and then of course with those $20 down payment, or those $20 monthly payments rather, after the $200 down payment. If you're on a classic plan, it's $250 out of the gate and you get $50 back. So it's $199 after rebates. Now, we've looked at this device on AT&T, so it's very similar across the board, but wanted to do an unboxing of the T-Mobile one first because obviously it's unboxing, it's a different box. And second, because we wanted to see some of the different applications on this device. Specs-wise, no change here from the AT&T version. It's a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S4 CPU that's powering the sucker. It's got an 8-megapixel camera with a 1080p HD video recording capability. It's got a 4.3-inch display here, Super LCD 2 HD display that is, with 1280 by 720 pixels. It's got Windows Phone 8 and HSPA Plus capabilities on this device. So super fast 4G, or whatever you want to call it, super fast 3.5G, depending on your take of whether HSPA Plus 42 is actually 4G or not. T-Mobile says it is, I say it is, quite a few governing bodies say it is, some people say it's not. AC adapter module out of the gate, you get a USB cable, and then you get this little thing that says, please do not misplace this label. I'm so going to lose that before the review period's over, so I'm going to put it back in the box, so hopefully that minimizes my chance of losing it. But hey, a USB cable, I lose this stuff all the time on these little papers. But fortunately, the PR teams usually don't mind if it's something small like that. What you do get out of the gate, though, in addition to that, an HTC doohickey, I call it a doohickey or a doodad, an HTC SIM card removal tool so you can eject it out of the tray over here on the device. Welcome user guide, handset recycling program, terms and conditions. A lot of cards that they don't want me to throw away. That's a lot of responsibility. I don't know if I'm up for that. So we're going to go ahead and put that all back down in here. So you can see what comes out of the box here, a typical T-Mobile looking box. And we'll go ahead and power it on. I actually removed the SIM card prior to the unboxing because I needed to test it in another device. I just wanted to make sure. I was having some T-Mobile service issues in the area, so I wanted to test it in a device that was already on before I was doing the unboxing. I don't think it's a T-Mobile thing. I actually think it was an issue with a particular device I was working with, but yada yada, you're like, come on in to the unboxing area and stop talking. Also, out of the gate, you can see a couple of things on the box here. Typical T-Mobile box, like I said, but the features, what's inside, and then of course the logos on the box. Now, much like the AT&T version, beautiful design here. California Blue is what they're calling it, and it supports Beats Audio, as you can see by the logo on the back. Got a front-facing camera as well. Looks like the battery is either dead or about to die. So let's see if we can get through this before the battery dies. It's critically low, and I don't have a charger close to the camera. So let's see how fast we can do this. We're going to go ahead and run through this stuff and take a look at the applications out of the gate. Central Time. You know what? Doesn't matter. We'll go back Don't die, don't die. I think it's gonna die. Pretty sure it's gonna die. Central Time, next. And we'll sign in later. Let's get through this, come on. And then we're going to set up the phone and see if we can get in. I got those applications installed and the battery is still critically low, but what I did was, while it takes, it takes a couple of minutes for whatever reason with Windows Phone 8 to install those apps this time around. So what I did is I plugged it in to the charger. Hopefully that'll give us the 2 or 3 minutes that we need. So you can see here out of the gate, T-Mobile applications, some of which are 411 and more, caller tunes. Let's see what else you get on this device. T-Mobile's My Account, you get Office stuff that comes with it, T-Mobile TV, and then Zynga Games. Now, some of the new things to Windows Phone 8, you'll notice a rebranding of Microsoft's application store. It's now called the Microsoft Store. Then you get Google Wallet, and of course a couple of HTC things as well. Photo Enhancer, Microsoft Office, which is obviously a Microsoft thing, along with OneNote. Then you get Music and Videos, which is a Microsoft thing, Xbox Games, and then on the HTC side, as we go back up here, Flashlights, Converter, Connection Setup, and that looks to be, bonus apps as well, which is a T-Mobile application. Now you should be able to press and hold these and uninstall most of the T-Mobile stuff. So if for whatever reason you don't want this T-Mobile bloatware, you're like, you know what, I'm going to save some room for some extra applications, you can take advantage of that on this device and remove those as you see fit. Now this is Windows Phone 8, and something I really like about Windows Phone 8, the ability to change the live tile. So for example, this HTC clock, I'm a big fan of it. As you can see, or as you probably can tell by my videos that I've done with the HTC 8X so far. So obviously I'm going to stick that right up there at the top, and I can customize and move these around as I see fit. So not only does it give you this ability, but take a look at this, for example. Now it's something that I've asked for forever, since the beginning of Windows Phone, at least for Windows Phone 7, the ability to have previews when it comes to text messaging. So as you can see here, I can preview my text message. That's what it looked like before. Unfortunately, you couldn't customize the size of it, so you couldn't quite see that preview, and I was always like, why can't you customize that along with the calendar and more? So for example, calendar appointments have always shown up, the next calendar appointment. So I'm like, you know what? I can see a use case for it with messaging. I can see a use case for it with email. I can see a use case for it with phone and more. So I can customize these around as I see fit and really make this device my own. So Microsoft's really pushing the customization card this time around, so I can change it around just like that, make it my own as I see fit, and really make this device as I want it to actually be. Now down on the bottom, you'll notice a back button, a home button, and then of course your search button. And typical look and feel here, no difference between this and the AT&T version of the HTC 8X or the Windows Phone 8X, save for the logo on the back, and of course this IMEI sticker, which I haven't pulled off just yet. But a really impressive build quality here, and yeah, you know what, it may have an 1800 milliamp hour battery, and that may be too small for some people. That said, I think it's going to be perfectly fine for those people with moderate use, given the fact that Windows Phone 8 is a relatively low power low power operating system. Rather, where you are going to get maybe some difference is the fact that this has HSPA+, so you should see a slightly better battery number on this device, all things considered, a slightly better number on this than you would on, say, the AT&T version because of LTE capabilities. LTE, as you know, is a notorious power hog, so it looks like hopefully we'll get in the future, with this device at least, something that's a little bit less power hungry. So you can see all the T-Mobile applications running right here. No differences other than that. You do get HTC's hub out of the gate, so you can open it up. And I don't have a SIM card in here, but you can see stuff like weather, stock, and then news and more. So kind of a hub for all things, which of course they're just calling it HTC now. It's no longer called HTC Hub, just HTC, and you can get all of your one-stop information right there in the application. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage. We'll take a further look, a closer look at that, at the T-Mobile HTC Windows Phone 8X. So stay tuned for that. It'll be in some dogfights in the coming days. So keep it locked on the site for continuing coverage. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PhoneDog. Enter our greatest tech giveaway ever too, right there on the page, the Facebook page that is. So can Windows Phone compete? That's my question that I've been thinking about a lot. They've got some hot devices. They've got stuff like this, the Lumia 920. So they're really entering this holiday season poised to compete. That said, Android's got a pretty loyal following. iOS has a pretty loyal following. It's Apple versus Samsung versus HTC, with LG trying to get some market share and Motorola trying to get some market share. Who's going to win? We'll have to wait and see. So keep it locked on PhoneDog.com, my friends, for continuing coverage. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Let me know what you think at PhoneDog_Aaron, and on Facebook at Facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Thanks so much for watching. More to come on the 8X and Windows Phone 8 on PhoneDog.com. I'll see you next time.